go. I do, as I mentioned, I want this to be as interactive as possible, and so we can answer questions as we go. I think everyone can see my screen right now. Is that correct? Yeah. Perfect. You can see my screen, yeah? Can you give me a thumbs up or someone, or you can say yes? I am assuming you guys can see my screen, correct?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so Amerigo Education, just a quick overview here. We focus on, I want to share, one second, just make sure that we're sharing the correct one. 1 second. I want to share my, 1 second here. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Yeah, so we as I mentioned, we're a group of high schools in the US. We are a group of preparatory high schools in the US with one big aim, and is to place our students in the top 100, top 50 universities in the United States of America. That's our priority, and that's what we thrive to do. We want every single one of our students to be admitted into a top 50 university in the US. We're gonna see how we do that. So we have a comprehensive boarding program. This might be different from what you guys been listening over the last couple of sessions. A comprehensive boarding program does not only provide tuition at school and then care and love for the children in the residency. We work with a comprehensive and holistic view. So number one, we have a 4-year University Advantage program, which we take on students from grade 9, 10, 11, and sometimes even 12th grade to prepare those students, to guide them through essay writing, writing skills, soft skills, to make sure these students are thriving towards an application and success entrance to a top 50. We also give students additional academic support like SAT prep, ACT prep. I know that some universities have been saying that they don't want, they're opting out from SAT and ACT. That is not mandatory, but it is true that for international students, it still makes a difference. So inside of the residency, 3 times a week, they still get SAT and ACT prep on top of what they receive and instruction they receive at home. They receive, maybe not for Nigerian students, but they receive English instruction as well. So as you guys know, we recruit students from all over the world, and some of these students, they need that extra support in English, so we give that at home as well. We offer a wide range of programs, APs, honors, dual enrollment, and we help our students to select those courses that will make a difference when they apply to university. Of course, safe, secure boarding alongside all the academic part. Of course, we provide a safe, secure, a loving, and a care environment for our students to do not worry about anything else around them, but just thrive and focus on their university applications when it comes to do that. We also offer acculturation trips. We offer a trip during a spring break, another trip during Thanksgiving, and every weekend students have a day trip to go and see some of the special places from the cities that they're studying. We are probably the only group in the high school industry and sector that offers an Amerigo agreement, an agreement with our parents. So if the student joins us and the student is placed at a top 30 university in the US, the first $15,000 of the university tuition is paid by us. So part of the cost of the school is already saving towards university. So the students really just need to focus and work hard in order to get to a top 30, and the first $15,000 are paid by us. So they receive a partial scholarship when they arrive, but they also receive a partial scholarship when they depart to university, which is something really, really important as well. This is some of the universities that our students were accepted during just coming out of COVID, which was already quite demanding and quite difficult for students, but we achieved universities like Notre Dame, Illinois Tech Institute, University of Florida, Northwestern, Purdue, and NYU, Cornell, some of this. Just the list continues: Princeton, Harvard, Columbia, MIT, Georgetown, Tulane, all those big names, all those big universities are where we are placing our students. We're going to see the high schools in a minute. The high schools have been doing this for some of them for over 200 years. And over those 200 years, we have a very well-rounded way to prepare the student to get to university. We all know that the preparation that a domestic student receives is completely different from the preparation that an international student needs to receive. So we as a group add those components to be able to match the domestic student's outcome to the international student outcome. So as I mentioned, we offer this University Advantage program, which is the program that allows our students to get to a top 50 university. This is included in every single student in our program. So it's not that you need to apply to this program, but it's a way for us to make sure that the students attend to a top 50 and they make, they will receive that $15,000 scholarship. So how we do that is, this is what we've been working on, and this slide is probably one of the most important slides, and is the slide that is the $1 million slide. This is what we call a well-rounded student, and this is what a university like Cornell, like Columbia, is looking for. So this is exactly what they want. 35% of the application, it comes from the course rigorously and the GPA. So it's still a high percentage of the pie, but not everything. So a lot of high schools, a lot of students, a lot of counselors, they focus on the rigorosity of the program and the GPA. But that won't get you to Harvard. Just that won't get you to NYU. We need to have that well-rounded support, right? So SATs and ACTs and TOEFL still counts at 20%. As I mentioned, some universities are saying, I don't need SAT, but it's been confirmed and proven that if an international student writes the SAT, it will stand up from the crowd and still and will get that extra, the university will still look at the student in a better way. As I mentioned, we offer SATs and ACT prep done by SAT centers and ACT centers, but it's done at home. So it's a very comfortable way for our students to keep studying. Last year, you probably guys know, SAT is over 1,800, and our students, our average is about 1,400, sometimes 1,450, which already gives students the opportunity to apply to a top 50 university in the US. 15% still counts as extracurricular. So that's why all our students are mandated to do a sport, to participate in clubs, to participate in arts. They still need to do that because that gives us, again, that adds extra to the students' curriculum when applying to a top 30 university. Essay writing is 15%, and letters of recommendation from teachers that have been studying at those top universities that are now our tutors can recommend our students to apply to those universities, and that counts as 15%. So that's what we count, that's what we call a well-rounded student. A student that has all those pieces is a student that will have a high chance when applying to university to get accepted into a top 30. All that is done with academic support, application support. So we are the ones that apply and help the student apply to all those universities. Online learning and portfolio, university visits, every on juniors and seniors, instead of going to Florida to the theme parks and having a blast there, our students do university visits during those spring break or Thanksgiving, SAT and TOEFL prep, Amerigo Scholar Program, and summer academic program. So that's all the components that the program includes. We have what we call a marketplace. This marketplace is shared to the top universities in the US, in the country, and they are the ones, they are looking at our students and they're picking, selecting the ones that they want. Every single student has a profile with his picture and with his grades, his recommendation letters. If he's the captain of the soccer team, that gets added. His highlight videos, everything gets added to the marketplace. And our admissions department starts seeing which university has selected each one of our students, and we start working directly with the university. Say, right, you picked one of our students from Nigeria. What do you like from the student? What else do you want to see? And we keep working. So it's a marketplace that's live. It lives among the top 30 universities in the US and is widely used by admissions department from those universities. Extracurricular activities, we offer 22 different athletic fields and 22 arts and performing arts and crafts. So we have Model UN, orchestra, robotics, debate club, chess, arts, guitar, piano. So the students get the opportunity to leave that what they've seen in the movies, to study and do the extracurricular activities inside the school, and they get to do that as well. Those are some of our athletic clubs: basketball, baseball, football, swimming, tennis. Last year, we received $350 million in athletic scholarships and financial aid from universities for our students that are graduating. $350 million were invested in our students to go to university, which is absolutely amazing. As I mentioned, we do cultural immersion trips, so the students don't have to return home over Thanksgiving and over spring break. We offer, so right now, the next one is Thanksgiving, is coming on the second week of November, and we're flying every single one of our students to LA. The students are going to be there for 4 nights, 5 days, accommodation, flights, transportation, everything is included in the trip, and they get to have fun as well. So part of the program is, yes, it's rigorous, is demanding, but also they get to meet kids from every single part of the world and have fun. And then during spring break, we fly our students to Orlando, Florida, to go to Disney World, Epcot Center, Universal Studios, Island of Adventure, and have fun. So part of this is, yes, we want our kids to thrive and to get to a top 30, but we don't forget that they're kids and they want to have fun as well during these years that are going to be with us. So our schools, I don't want to extend too much. So these are our schools. We have 4 schools in California: San Diego, Los Angeles, Napa Valley, which is about 40 minutes from Silicon Valley, and San Francisco. If we continue in the warm weather, we have a school down here in the south in Houston, Texas. I know there's a huge community of Nigerians living in Houston. So it's a great school. We have a couple of students from Nigeria that are already in our Houston campus. So if any of you guys would like to send your kids to a place that already has Nigerian students, so this is a great place. Then if we go to the northern part of the country and to the East Coast, then we're gonna go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, Chicago, and New Jersey. The program is exactly the same. What's gonna change? What's gonna change is each one of my schools is true that has an advantage, or every school is a bit different in terms of like the specializations they offer. So if we're talking about a student that wants to go to space, wants to be an aeronautic in an astronomy, wants to be in astronomy, wants to be an engineer, this school that you guys are looking at, this is Carmel Catholic School in Chicago. It's perfect for our students, right? So our campuses, they're all co-ed, they're all private schools, and they're all Catholic schools. Okay, this school has it's about 1,100 students. Only 10% of the population is international. So that also allows us for our students to really sink in the culture and for them to be as equal as our domestic students. This school recently was awarded with the fifth Blue Ribbon School. Only 1% of schools in the United States have now 5 blue ribbons, and this is one of that school. It's A plus, a niche is ranked A plus over niche.com. And you guys are going to see some of the pictures. I want to go through these ones quite quickly. I want you guys to see the uniforms. Each one of our students wears a uniform. We have not one, but we have 8 STEM laboratories where our students get to practice science, technology, engineering, and math. We have over 100 3D printers in each one of our schools. And this school remains, as you guys can see in the top right picture, it still remains the world champion of technology and robotics. The whole team, with 12 of them, flew to Tokyo, Japan. This is 2019, before the coronavirus hit. And this is why I said that we still remain the champions, because over 2020 and 2021, they haven't been, the competition hasn't happened yet. 12 kids flew to Tokyo and we won the championship, which is awesome. This is our school in Houston, Texas. 545 students, a bit smaller, also co-ed, also Catholic, also private school. The school is well known because I don't know if you guys know, there's a big NASA center in Houston, and we have partnered up with NASA for our students to be able to do a 9 weeks internship program with NASA and be able to participate in different technological and robotical experiments with them, which is fantastic. Bishop Montgomery, this is LA, this is California. We're getting to California, beautiful sunny weather. It has the biggest surf club in the United States with over 25 instructors. So if you guys are big in surfing, it's also an amazing school. What you guys see here is an anatomy table. The students get to perform surgeries and really, so those students that really want to get into med school, this is the perfect school to get into med school. That table over there costs over $2 million, and there's only 17 across all high schools in the nation. 17, okay? And my school in LA has one, and my school in New York has another one. So we hold 2 out of the 17 anatomy tables they are there in the United States. I want you guys to see the pictures of the uniforms. Each one of our students wears a uniform. Of course, when we get to the hot weather, there is shorts. Students can wear shorts, and then which I think is fantastic as well from the U.S. education. I do boarding school myself in the U.S. is that we do the classes are 40. Maybe the class lasts 45 minutes, which from those 45 minutes, 15 minutes are theory, and the other 30 minutes are applying that theory into practice. So biology happens, the class of biology happens inside of a lab and not in a normal classroom setup. It happens inside of a biology lab. So you get to apply science immediately. This is just in Siena, Napa Valley, 575 students. Nicolas Cage, I know that's probably not the biggest and not the best actor out of Hollywood, but he is studied in this school. So performing arts, acting school is fantastic, top notch. That's the residency. We're gonna see some pictures later on. Each one has, I want you guys to see that none of our students, we don't carry pens, we don't carry paper, we don't carry notebooks. Every single student receives a laptop or a Chromebook as they arrive. Red Bank Catholic, our school in New Jersey, also amazing school, 790 students. The school is over 220 years old, the building, and it's actually a UNESCO heritage site. Just the building is absolutely stunning, and it has, if you're looking into getting into law school, if you want to do law, if you want to do international affairs, if you want to do all that kind of stuff, this school is perfect. It has an incredible agreement with NYU. We send about 10 to 12 kids to NYU just from this school every year. San Diego, if your children are into sports, say no more, that's the school. It's a huge school, it's 1,000 students. The Olympic swimming national team of the United States of America practice here. Actually, Michael Phelps is a graduate from this school. And when before he became such a figure, you could see Michael Phelps walking around the school to go train in the swimming pool that we have in this school. We're just getting to the last little bit. This is San Francisco, also very technological school. You guys are looking into marketing, digital marketing, and all that kind of stuff. This is a perfect school. CDH, also a beautiful school up in Minnesota, where I know that there's another big Nigerian community over there. And as I mentioned, I think it's important to see the lower left picture. That's our biology class, and that's where the class happens. It happens inside of a lab. So it's only 10, 15 minutes of theory to 35 minutes, 30 minutes of actually practicing what you have learned during the theory. All our centers are Apple certified centers. So every single Apple develops new apps and new technology for children to learn. They learn in a different way. And we need to keep up with the way they use technology, not just for fun, but to learn as well. Just a quick overview of how the program works. So the classes start about 8 a.m. They wake up at 7:45. There's a lunch break between 11:30 and 12:30. They finish class around 3 p.m. and from 3 to 5:30, that's what we call the extracurriculum activity, the fun and the fun part of the program. Then they have dinner 6 to 7, and from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is what we call study hall, study time. The students they're not allowed to do homework in the rooms by themselves because we have academic tutors that help them with the homework, right? So we have a study hall where they sit all together, where they get help from other teachers to help them navigate their homework. So with the weekends, on Saturdays, we have activities, and on Sundays is what we call relaxation. You can just sleep in, chill out, call your family in Nigeria, call your friends back home and relax a little bit. We don't do homeworks on Fridays because Saturdays we don't have classes. So we open again the study time on Sundays at 7 p.m. so you can do your homework for Monday. We're getting into our residencies just for you guys to see. So we have 3 different types of residencies. I'm going to show you guys. Just pause here so I can see you guys. It's a good moment to ask any questions while I show you guys some pictures of our residencies. Is there any questions so far, anyone? I know I've been talking too much, but any questions so far?
Yes, there is. Someone said, do students need to come home during midterm breaks? Can there be arrangements for international students that don't want to come home?
Correct. It's a great question. So yes, during Christmas, we give students about 2 weeks from the 16th of December to the 6th of January for students to come home. And of course, during summer break, students are supposed to go home. But now, since COVID happened, we are offering what we call a spring, summer school and winter school. So students can actually stay in one of our campuses during the time of their midterm breaks. Of course, that has an extra cost to the program. What mix of international students are already in school? Will there be a student to walk you through the perfect question, Tayo? So we have a very, very well nationality mix. So we receive students from Brazil, from Colombia, from Canada, from Nigeria, from Ghana. A big population of students is Europeans, Spain, Germany, Norway, Finland, and then we go to Asia. So we have students from Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, and China. It's true that I would say that probably one of the biggest countries that representation that we have is China. 35,000 students from China go every single year abroad. So of course, every single school will have a big Chinese population. But we have campuses with very good ratio of nationalities. And yes, to your second point of that question. So our classes start around September 3rd, but our students have to arrive about 15th of November, and during those 2 weeks, and a domestic student is paired with the international student, a buddy, and then that student is going to walk with the student for 2 weeks to show him around. This is where you get food. This is the math center. This is the STEM center. This is. So the students get paired with a domestic student during 2 weeks to make sure that the students, that the culture shock is not difficult. It's not as difficult. It is true, Tayo and everyone here, everyone knows there is going to be a cultural shock, but that's what Amerigo does. It's going to hold the hands of your children and try and make it as easy as possible. I'm going to show you guys really quickly here some of our residencies, and with this we can finish. I'm proud to say that part of our program, yes, this is beautiful. I'm happy to say that there is no other program, there's no other school in the United States of America that offers such a residency arrangement for our students. This is the Chicago residency. There's 2 rooms in each one of the units. There's 2 single beds in each room. So students share, 2 students, same gender, will share a room. Girls, one side, boys, the other side, of course. But they are absolutely stunning. Every single one of our residencies will have a pool, a movie theater, residential cafe, and a gym inside of the residency. Each one of our residency, it has advanced security measurements, so we keep track of your kids. We know who comes in, we know who goes out, and we make sure that this is Chicago, of course, covered in snow. What's here is the swimming pool, but of course the swimming pool is not operative from November to late March because it's covered in snow. So as you guys can see here on the bottom left, our students have a kitchen available. The stove does not work, it's unplugged, the students cannot touch the stove. But the students have, a fridge. Students have a fridge, and we provide extra food, ham, cheese, bread. So, if the students are hungry, I know 14 years old, 15 years, I was 15 years old, and I remember eating a whole chicken by myself. So sometimes you still need an extra food. So we provide extra snacks for our students. This shows very, very well what the arrangement is. So this is what we call a unit. So each unit will have 2 bedrooms with 2 single beds. It will have a living room area, and it will have 2 baths. So only 2 kids will be sharing 1 bathroom. When I did my program in the US, I did boarding school in Charlotte, North Carolina. There were bunk beds, and it was like a row of 60 bunk beds, and we share 1 huge bathroom in the back. And of course, you can probably think when you're 15 years age, you're not used to do these kind of things. And showering was, oh my God, it was tremendously shocking for an international student like me to go and shower with 60 other kids. So what we're trying to do is provide a really good, comprehensive and understanding boarding solution for international students, okay? So this is Houston, Texas. As you guys can see, are little bungalows, like little houses, 2 rooms, each one has its swimming pool. Houston, the pool runs the entire year because the weather is nice every year. It has its own gym, of course. As you guys can see here, there's spaces for them to chill out. There's a barbecue, there's a TV, they can play games, there's a lot of space to do fun stuff as well. over this Saturdays and Sundays. There's places to work out. So, we keep them busy as much as we can. An excellent picture overview here of what a unit looks like. 2 rooms. There's only 1 bed in that picture. I couldn't divide it, but it's 2 beds, 2 bathrooms, and the living space. So for every 7 or 8 students, we have what we call a chaperone, a supervisor, or a campus coordinator that lives on site and makes sure that the students are eating well, that they're taking showers, that they're doing their laundry. Of course, we guide them through the process in the first couple of months, and then we expect our students to mature and to be able to do such things by themselves. But they're not going to be thrown at this beautiful complex and let them run around and do whatever they want. No, it's supervised 24/7 guidance for your children. And that makes Amerigo hugely different from other providers. Again, just more pictures of the same. This is what we call a study, as I mentioned earlier, a study hall. This is where students sit down. It's a quiet space. It's a closed space where students are sitting down doing their homework, and we can supervise. Because I'm saying that I want you to keep your children to get to a top 30, but if I'm not on top of it, they're not gonna they might, but there's a big chance that they might not, because I was 15. Everyone here was 15 years of age, and I remember when I was 15, they used to say, "Do you have homework?" And I'd be like, "No, I have no homework." But that's not true. Like, we all had homework, but what we want is guide those students and make sure that they understand that doing their homework is what's going to get them to that kind of universities. That's it. That's pretty much the presentation. Tuition fees. Yes, that's the last piece here. That tuition fees. So our schools are about $70,800 American dollars per year. That includes accommodation, tuition, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. That includes insurance, health insurance, uniforms, field trips, holidays during spring break and Thanksgiving. Again, 70,800. But we have something really amazing for newbie education. I've been working with Rose for quite some time now, and we offer an up to $19,000 scholarship of that 70,800. So we're looking into the $50,000, $51,000, $52,000 for your children's education. One big thing here, guys, our tuition fees, if you were awarded a $19,000 or a $20,000 scholarship, that will never go down. That will never go down. If your children are studying hard, they're doing well at school, the scholarship will remain alive and will remain with the student for every single year that he or she is with us. As I mentioned at the beginning, we had 2 schools that are not boarding, they're homestay schools in the US. They're in New York, they're in Long Island, New York, and those schools are a bit less expensive than the other ones. They're about $60,000, and we offer 50% scholarship on those schools, about 32,000 American dollars. The only thing that changes here are that students are not living in those beautiful, hotels, beautiful residencies, but they're living in beautiful homes provided by the American families. Yes, we assist. Also, we work really close with Newbie Education, and Newbie has. We work together. We issue the I-20. We issue all the documents, and the good thing is that Rose and her team, they are very, very knowledgeable in the I-20 and the F1 visa process. But you are on the best hand. We have a lawyer that works with each one of the embassies across the globe and helps our students get through the process. So far, in the last 5 years, recruiting students from Nigeria, we have not received one student with a visa denial. So it's very, very good. What are the COVID-19 protocols put in place for our children? Very good question. So you probably guys have seen that in the US, we're kind of moving away from, there's still a lot of protocols and we're still under, there's still a lot of restrictions in some places. So it would change state to state, but our students are schools do not require to wear masks. The students are not required to mask. What the protocols are, so students they need to, if they are not vaccinated by the time they travel, they will arrive into the US, they will be in quarantine till they get the vaccine, and then they're able to move freely among other students and attend in-person classes. So every week we test our students. Every week there's a testing center that comes to each one of our locations and tests all the students. This is all included in the program. Every single student gets tested, and then if we see a positive case, we isolate the case and all the students that the student was in contact with. And yeah, so if the students, there's a lot of testing going on, and I know that's a lot of it's bothering for our students, but that's the way we're keeping the community safe as possible. We had a couple of cases when it was the peak of it. So a year and a half ago, we had a couple of cases that we isolated, but since then, we've been really good. I knock on wood, things keep going well. 98% of our population, students, staff, and teachers are all vaccinated. So we're moving ahead, and we're moving forward with life. It's true that kids, they adapt a lot, but online education is tough for them. And I truly believe that this is the perfect environment for an international student to thrive. I've seen Nigerians coming and doing amazingly, and hopefully you're considering our schools for your children.
Hey, I think there is a question. Do you assist the visa application process? Yes, we do. Maybe Education will assist you with all your visa application process, and you can reach out to us after this session and get started. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for the opportunity to talk to everyone. I know it's been a bit long, but hopefully it was entertaining and with a lot of important information. Any family that wants a second session, a private session to discuss each one of the case, please reach out to Nubi. Nubi will contact me, and we can have a 45-minute session to talk about each individual case. And yeah, hopefully we can see some more Nigerians coming this spring or fall.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. Hi.
Rose, I love you very, very much. Thank you very much for offering this opportunity to us and to talk to your students. I cannot wait to see you. I would love to be doing this in person with you in Nigeria. But yeah, thank you very much. Me and everyone over Amerigo, we send you best wishes and love.
We actually appreciate you as one of our very good partners. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. We're going to send the recordings to schools anyway.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rose. Have a good and wonderful weekend.
All right, then. Bye.
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 Thank you, everyone. Our next session is by 2, and we hope to see you there for Trinity College, Canada. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon, Christiana. The session is over. We'll see you by 2 o'clock.
Okay, please stop recording.